We're midway through the summer holidays. How's it going? If you are struggling with what to do this summer with the children and you're going a little bit crazy and everything's now getting a little bit chaotic, why not download my free stress-free summer planner? This planner is a little guide to help you come up with what you want your summer to look like, help you to make decisions in advance to stop on the day analysis paralysis of thinking, what should we do? What should we eat? Where should we go? It's also got 50 boredom busters to help give your kids activities that you can do at home without too much planning, as well as 30 free or cheap day trip ideas. The link is in the show notes. Download it now for a more stress-free summer. If your kids ask for snacks one more time today, you might scream. And you wouldn't be the only one. In this episode, we're getting real about what's behind those constant snack requests, how to set boundaries around food without guilt, and why you matter too when it comes to nutrition, especially in the summer holidays. Welcome to the Happy Thriving Mums podcast, the show that talks about the simple actions busy mums like you can take to prioritise your own health, happiness and fitness. And it doesn't stop there. This show also includes amazing stories from remarkable women who help others to be the best version of themselves. Because if you feel great, you thrive, and so does your family. So, if you're ready to overcome mum guilt, manage overwhelm, feel and look your best, and create a happier, more balanced life for yourself and your family, this podcast is for you. Hi there, how are you? How is your summer going? Are the holidays proving to be fun and enjoyable? Are they a little bit chaotic and crazy, or is it kind of a mixture of both these elements? I know for me it is definitely a roller coaster of ups and downs, of loveliness, squabbles. I'm sure there's quite a lot of squabbling going on in most families, but also just quite a lot of chilled out enjoyment of just not having to be doing the school run every single day. And things are just a bit more relaxed, so it's quite nice. We're enjoying it, generally speaking. But today, I am focusing on that constant, relentless snacking that I know my children do throughout the holidays, and obviously in the evenings after school as well. But how it seems in the holidays and at the weekends, it just seems to ramp up that little bit higher. I don't know if your children are the same. I don't know if your children differ as well. So I've got a daughter and a son, and I think my son is much more snack fueled than my daughter. I think it might be a girl-boy thing because my son is always on the go, always running around, playing sport, football, cricket, all of these things in the garden. My daughter's a little bit more chilled out, does much more creative things. It's interesting how even though they both get offered the same things in our house, they kind of have created these roles for themselves as to what they enjoy most. But I don't know if like the energy expulsion that my boy gets or does is linked to enhanced snacking capabilities. I'm just not sure. But anyhow, they both snack a lot, that is for sure. And I just feel like in the summer, in the holidays, it ramps up, as I said, that little bit extra. So why is it that the kids seem to be always hungry in the summer, always hungry in the holidays? What is it about? Why does this happen? So today I'm going to talk about what the reasons are behind it. I'm going to give you some suggestions on how to create a decent way to enable them to snack that doesn't drive you crazy, but also talk about snacking for you as well, and how you can ensure that the snacks that you are eating fuel you rather than kind of give you a sugar roller coaster ride. So, reasons why the kids tend to snack a little bit more when they're on holidays is quite varied. So it could be because they're moving more around at home. So as I said, my son's always running around in the garden, playing loads of sport. We're going out, we're doing walks, we're going visiting people. We're doing things. We're not just chilled out and like kind of sat down all the time. So this extra movement means that there's more energy being expended. And then it makes your metabolism work harder, work more, and can make you hungry. So extra movement can be why more snacks are needed. It could also be due to the disruption of routine. So obviously when they're at school, they have set times when they can eat, in break time, at lunchtime. They don't have this ongoing snack situation that maybe they do have at home. So this disruption of routine might make them feel like they can snack more, especially because in the house there is loads of food, isn't there? There's always some food somewhere which they could turn to. And it's just kind of maybe a boredom centered thing where they might go and have a little browse, see what's in the cupboard, see what's in the fridge, and think, actually, I would really like a snack. The other thing that can increase snacking for children is the heat. Sometimes, because it's a bit warmer, they can feel a bit hungrier, that they might need some extra fuel or something extra to eat. I know my kids love an ice lolly, and I think when they're hot, having an ice lolly can really help to cool you down for one. And actually it's really good for hydration, ice lollies. The only problem that there is with them is the fact that quite often there's quite a lot of sugar in them, which isn't a great thing to have additional sugar put into the diet. So there's multiple reasons for why the children might seem hungrier in the summer and in the holidays than they might be normally. So there has been data on this, and NHS Change for Life data shows that apparently in the school holidays, snack intake increases by up to 30%. So that is quite a lot of extra snacks that you might be giving out during that time. Other reasons why snacking might be more prevalent is, I know as a teacher, I've seen it so many times when you say goodbye to the children at the end of the summer term. They come back in September and they have all grown so much. So maybe it's this summer season which encourages a growth spurt. If children are growing, they need more energy to help with this growth and development. Therefore, they might need more food to help them as well. So growth spurts might add to the reason why snacking becomes more inevitable by children in the holidays. And as I've already mentioned, boredom can be a thing. I know as myself, sometimes when I'm bored, I think, oh, maybe I'll have something quickly to eat or go and get another drink. And I think it's the same for kids. Boredom sets in and it's just something they can do. They can easily probably access food, and so they just go for it. Snacking in itself isn't a big problem, but the problem that is the snacks which are generally available. So if you go to the supermarket and you look under the snack category, the things that tend to come up are things which are high in saturated fat, contain salt, contain sugars, and low in important nutrients like fibre, vitamins and minerals. The problem with this is that over time, eating too many of these types of snacks can lead to health issues like weight gain and dental problems. And this is due to snacks generally having what is called as empty calories. So biscuits, crisps, chocolate, cakes, all of those kind of things. Although they taste delicious, they satisfy cravings, they give you an energy boost, or so you think. What happens within them is there isn't any of those nutrients that your body actually needs to firstly fulfill its energy requirements over a period of time, or secondly to give you anything which is actually good to help nourish the body and that the body needs to grow, to work efficiently, to help with your concentration, to help with your mood, those kind of things. So the problem that really we do find with snacks for children is the amount of sugar which they would like to consume. And obviously you could argue it's down to the parents to choose which snacks you have in the house and to give healthy options to your kids. So healthier options for snacks obviously include things like fruit, wholemeal bread and toast, something like maybe some peanut butter on toast, but that's maybe not the most healthy things. But there are a whole range of healthier snack choices which are available to you, which can help limit the amount of sugar which you can find in the more convenient food-based snacks that you buy in supermarkets. If you think about the amount of sugar is a really big one because there's guidelines from the NHS which suggests that children aged 7 to 10 should have no more than 24 grams of free sugars. So free sugars are the sugars which are added to food like you might find in cakes or in biscuits or even in cereals. And 24 grams of sugar is the equivalent of 6 sugar cubes. For children aged 4 to 6, they should have no more than 19 grams of free sugars a day, and that is the equivalent of 5 sugar cubes. I mean, when you actually think of how many sugar cubes that is, you would never in a million years give your children that many sugar cubes to eat in one go, or even like limit them throughout the day. Just because it doesn't look like sugar, because it's mixed in as an ingredient into something else, still doesn't mean that the effects it has are any less. Other problems with too much sugar is not only that it can cause weight gain, because if sugars aren't used in the body, it becomes converted into fat, and then fat is stored, and then that can obviously increase weight. It can also increase the likelihood of getting diabetes, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and some cancers as you progress through your life. So it's really important to really think about what the foods that we are eating ourselves and what we're giving to our kids contains, because the health implications can be quite big in the future and in the long run. So if we can work on educating, making good choices, giving a mix of things, and I'm not saying cut out all these like sugary snacks like cakes, biscuits, chocolate, because they are delicious and they are a lovely treat, but think about how much you are giving out, because the other problem is that it can affect teeth. So having too much sugar in the diet can lead to painful tooth decay. And I read a fact the other day, which I actually can't believe, but apparently every 10 minutes in the UK, a child has a tooth removed due to poor dental hygiene. That is mad. Every 10 minutes. I mean, that is really worrying. So let's try and think about the snacking that we have and that you give, and try and make better choices. So what can we do to help nourish ourselves and try to think about why we are snacking ourselves and why our children are snacking, and what can we do to try and minimize the snacks so that there's actually something more productive, maybe you could argue, coming from this idea that maybe you're hungry. Sometimes, as we said earlier, boredom can be the root of snacking. It's not actually because you're hungry. So sometimes it might be quite good to ask yourself or ask your kids questions. Are you actually hungry? Or are you bored? Are you lonely? Are you cross about something? Are you genuinely hungry? And see if you can offer a non-food based option first, to try and almost distract or change tact from this idea of hunger and snacking. So can you offer a cuddle? Can you offer a quick walk or a quick run around the garden? Can you do some drawing? Can you do a different activity which actually mitigates the idea of it's a snack, what we are after or what our children are after, and try and think actually it's something else completely, and work out what it is. So that's just a quick one that you can try and limit snacks. So when it is not about the food that they're actually craving, quite often it's about the connection. And I think this goes hand in hand with when kids and siblings wind each other up. Sometimes it's not because they actually genuinely go out of their way to wind up their brother or sister. I mean, sometimes it definitely is that in my household. But sometimes they actually want a connection. They want some stimulation, which isn't just maybe something that they were previously doing. As we all know, children's attention spans can be very limited, and they flip between different activities quite quickly. Some children may have slightly longer attention spans, but sometimes what they might need is some kind of actual kind of interaction. They might just want to have a chat with you about something. They might want to get your attention. They might want to show you something that they've done. So sometimes it can be really helpful to kind of assign a time to this, where you actually sit down and have a chat with your kids, or you do something together. Because I know as a mum, you're really busy. You don't necessarily have all the time in the day to sit down and make connections, do drawing, do craft activities, take them to the park, take them out. You might have work to do. You might have caring to do for a smaller child, like if you've got a baby or an older relative even. You might have to go and help with your parents or a neighbour. We've got errands to do. You might need to go shopping. You might need to go and drop something off at the post office. You might need to work. There's all these things that you need to do. But if you can build in some extra connection time where you know that you're going to spend an amount of time with your children, it can also prevent them from snacking because they know they're going to get some attention. They know that they're going to get a good deal from you, and it might help just kind of prevent this idea that they just constantly want to eat. So your snacks are important too. Many mums forget to eat properly, and quite often, I know I do this, you end up finishing your kids' tea, or you might just have a kid's snack, like you might go and like grab a quick packet of crisps or a biscuit, finish off leftovers, that kind of thing. We can often suffer from low energy as parents because we have got so many things that you are trying to juggle. But if you have got low energy, quite often that can lead to irritability. And if you're irritable, dealing with those daily things which happen as a mum or as a parent can be made that much more challenging. So trying to make sure that your energy levels are maintained, and I've done a previous episode all about maintaining energy levels throughout the whole day, which you may want to refer back to and listen to. But it gives you lots of ideas there on how you can eat in a good way, which helps to maintain energy levels, which helps to keep your mood at a good constant level as well, and therefore you can be more available to help others. So as well as thinking about snack ideas for your kids, think about snack ideas for yourself as well, where you might want to keep your own snacks, separate them, put them on a high shelf so the children are less likely to get to them. And you could stop them with things which are going to be really beneficial for you. So as a woman over 40, protein is a really important part of your diet. So if you can get some high protein options, maybe some protein bars, maybe some hard-boiled eggs in the kitchen, maybe you might have some like cheese on toast or something like that. Those kind of snacks have got quite a lot of protein in them, and they can help you to maintain your energy levels, but they can also fill you up so you're again less likely to snack at a later time. Another really good tip to help avoid snacking as a mum is not to skip breakfast. Breakfast is so important because it is that time, as it says, it breaks your fast. It breaks that time when you haven't eaten from the previous night to the morning. So you need to energize yourself. You need to ensure that you've got the right nutrients in you from the get-go to give yourself the best chance at being fully energized and prepared for another busy day of the summer holidays. So try to have some fiber because that helps to stimulate a steadier, more level energy release throughout the day. Try to have something with complex carbohydrates. Porridge is a brilliant one for breakfast. And also you can use some of these kind of ingredients to make some really more nutritious snacks. So like little muffins which have got porridge oats in them with fruit in them can be a really good option for a healthier version of a snack. You can make your own protein balls, which they're really easy to make if you've got a blender. You just chuck in the ingredients, zip it all together, and then put them into balls, and they are a really good source of protein that you can just go to. And because you know what's in them, they'll be less likely to have these free sugars, which you might find in more convenient foods that you might buy from the supermarket. Obviously, I know that time is often of the essence as a busy mum, but if you can find the time to make these things and to do this preparation and this planning, it will help you in the long run. So, here are a few ideas to help with the constant snacking of your kids during the holidays and to maybe make this a little bit of an easier way that children can satisfy their own needs and you know that they're getting something good from it. So my first idea for you is to set up a snack station. So this could be a box in the cupboard that the kids can easily reach, or something in the fridge. And in it, you put snacks for that day. And they're things which you know are either a mixture of more convenient things, like if you want to give them crisps or biscuits or whatever, but also some healthier options in there. And just tell the kids, right, here are your snacks for the day, and once they're gone, they're gone. And then you can just see how that goes. For some people, the kids might eat straight away and then be for the rest of the day, I'm hungry. And obviously then it's down to you as to whether you give them something else. But quite a lot of children really like the independence of being given a task. So their task is to know that these snacks are theirs for the whole day and they can have them when they like, but that is all they're getting. And if you're quite strict on it, over time they will realise they're not going to get anything else. And they can start to independently choose when they want their snack, eat what they want, as long as it's within the remit of the things that you have agreed with them. So if you give them more balanced options, like maybe some mini cheese portions or some fruit, oat bars are good. Rice cakes are a better option than crisps, for example. But give them this kind of like independence. You could get them to help you plan what they are, but it also helps them to know that they can snack, it's available to them, but a better idea is to have healthier options. A kind of like add on to this is, instead of just giving them free range, if you want to make it a little bit more routine based, you could say that they have their morning snack at a certain time, they can have an afternoon snack at a certain time, and in between they just have to make do. So there are slightly different options there, but it's basically pre-prepared, you know what they're going to have, and it's available to them. So you can rotate snacks, you can plan out what they have, you can give them the choices, but ultimately you are creating a healthier way for them to snack, which they can self-pace. A second thing that you can do is, again, if timing is an issue, you can kind of draw up a routine for them as to when they can have it. So they can have a certain time for a snack. I mentioned this a minute ago, but we can call that a snack clock. And they know when their morning snacks are, when their afternoon snacks are, and that they won't get anything in between. So that's just another way to help you structure your day. Finally, another thing for you, this is snacking for you, make a non-negotiable, nourishing adult meal every day. So I know this sounds crazy, and most of us would like to think that we have a meal a day which is probably like a good meal. It's taken a bit of time to make, it's nourishing, it's got a good range of nutrients in it. But I do know sometimes it can be a struggle to make a meal like that. So again, meal planning is a really good thing. If you can ensure that you have got a satisfying meal once a day with good level of protein, some carbohydrates, vegetables, fruits, you're satisfying all those needs that your body has, it will help you to be less likely to snack in the long run. It will keep your mood more balanced, and it will reduce that necessity or that feeling that you want to just graze all day. It can be a real game changer, and I've been trying to eat a bit better recently, and actually I put protein first, which is a tip which a lot of people say is a great way to build your meal. So putting protein first, it can fill you up. It obviously is good for muscle mass, for development, for growth and repair of your body, but it also can help you with your hunger levels. So by doing this and putting a boundary in place when you're eating it with your children, just say, look, I'm eating my lunch now, I need you, or my dinner, I need you to give me the next 10 minutes to do it, and I will come and help you then. It is helping you to prioritise your own energy so that you are less likely to snack, you're less likely to have those sugar spikes and drops, and it keeps you on a more even keel for the rest of the day. So, quick recap. A few ideas you can try to stop the constant snacking from your kids. Number one, give them a time to connect. Give them some times during the day where instead of offering them a snack, you offer them something different, whether it's playing a game with them, having a chat, or just having a cuddle. And that way it can mitigate the needs and give a distraction technique for the snacking. Number two, set up a snack station where you and the kids come up with a whole range of different snacks that they could eat. They're available, but the kids have got the independence to go and get them themselves so that they are not constantly asking you for more and more and more food. Number three, set up snack times so that you know and the kids know that when it gets to certain times, that is when they can have something else to eat. If they haven't had enough breakfast, maybe they could have a bit more breakfast and it will take them up to the snack times better, or lunch, for example. So setting up snack times for a snack clock can help them see the structure of the day and also know that they're not just going to be starving hungry all day, they've got some food coming pretty soon. Because if you give them breakfast and then a mid-morning snack and then lunch and then an afternoon snack and then a dinner, that is quite a lot of food throughout the day. So these snacks don't have to be meals, they just need to be something small which can help satisfy cravings for food or overcome this boredom. And finally, try and ensure that you are nourishing yourself well. As a mum, you need as much energy as you can possibly get from all the right foods so that you feel good and that you feel great. Because when you feel great, you are more able to give to those in your family that need you, and it can help everyone have a much better time. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope it's given you some practical ideas on how you can cope with constantly hungry children. I'm sorry, it's not going to stop them being constantly hungry forever, but it might just allow you that little bit of space from the next, "Mum, I'm starving hungry. Can I have some more food?" You never know. Thank you so much for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend and come back for some more tips and ideas on how to be a happy, thriving mum.